Did you know the Grand Canyon might be hiding a secret so big it could change everything we know about American history? This isn't just about pretty rocks and stunning views. This is a story about a lost city, a government cover-up, and a mystery over a century in the making. Let's rewind to 1909. An article published in the Arizona Gazette sent shockwaves across the nation. It detailed a sensational discovery made by a team of explorers, reportedly funded by the prestigious Smithsonian Institution. They claimed to have found a massive man-made cavern deep inside the Grand Canyon's solid rock walls. This wasn't just any cave. According to the lead explorer, G.E. Kincaid, they had stumbled upon an entire underground city. Inside, they found a network of tunnels stretching for miles, connecting vast chambers like spokes on a wheel. The scale was immense, capable of housing thousands of people. But what they found inside was even more shocking. The walls were covered in strange hieroglyphs, unlike any known Native American script. Giant, intricately carved statues stood guard in the darkness. Resembling deities from ancient Egypt and the Far East, the team reported finding granaries filled with preserved seeds, workshops filled with hardened copper tools, and even a large central chamber with an idol that Kincaid described as looking distinctly like Buddha. The most chilling discovery? A crypt filled with mummified bodies, each laid to rest in its own carved shelf. These weren't the mummification techniques of local tribes. They were eerily similar to those of the ancient Egyptians. The artifacts, the architecture, the writing, it all pointed to a civilization that simply shouldn't have been there. Who were these people? How did they build a city inside one of the world's greatest natural wonders? And what was their connection to cultures half a world away, thousands of years before Columbus? The story was explosive. It suggested that a highly advanced, non-native civilization had settled in America in the distant past. The implications were staggering. But just as public excitement reached its peak, the story vanished. The Smithsonian Institution, the very organization said to have funded the expedition, issued a flat-out denial. They claimed to have no record of any Professor Jordan or G.E. Kincaid. They denied any knowledge of the expedition and dismissed the entire story as a hoax. The Arizona Gazette article was branded as sensationalist yellow journalism. And just like that, the incredible story of the Grand Canyon's underground city was buried. The official narrative was clear. Nothing was found because there was nothing to find. But for many, the story didn't die. It just went underground, much like the city it described. Why would a respected newspaper publish such a detailed fabrication? Why did the Smithsonian, an institution dedicated to discovery, so vehemently deny a potential find of this magnitude? For conspiracy theorists and independent researchers, the denial was more suspicious than the story itself. They started digging, not into the canyon walls, but into the archives. They found that the original newspaper article was incredibly specific, providing names, locations, and detailed descriptions. It didn't read like a simple work of fiction. Over the years, researchers have tried to pinpoint the location of this alleged city based on the descriptions in the 1909 article. Kincaid mentioned his journey started from Green River, Wyoming, down the Colorado River, and that the entrance to the cavern was nearly 1,486 feet down the sheer canyon wall. Here's where it gets really strange. The area that matches Kincaid's description, a remote and rugged section of the canyon, is now a restricted zone. It's completely off-limits to the public. The official reason given by the National Park Service is for safety reasons. No hiking, no climbing, no exploring. The government maintains a strict no-go policy for this specific patch of land. This has only fueled the speculation. If it's just about safety, why is this particular area so heavily restricted compared to other equally dangerous parts of the canyon? Pilots have reported that it's a no-fly zone. Hikers who have ventured near the boundaries have been stopped by park rangers and told to turn back. It's as if they're protecting more than just public safety. It's as if they're guarding a secret. In the modern era, we have technology Kincaid could only dream of. Satellite imagery and ground-penetrating radar have been used to scan the region. Some of these scans have revealed strange anomalies beneath the surface, large, symmetrical voids that don't appear to be natural formations. They look like chambers and passages, carved with an intelligence that nature doesn't possess. Are these the vast chambers the 1909 article described? Skeptics argue these are just natural limestone caves or geological oddities, common in the region. They point out that the 1909 article is the only piece of evidence and that no artifacts have ever been produced. They believe it was a publicity stunt, a tall tale spun to sell newspapers. And they're right without physical proof. The story remains just that, a story. But the believers counter with compelling questions. Why are many of the peaks and buttes in that specific, restricted area of the Grand Canyon named after Egyptian and Hindu deities? You can find Zoroaster Temple, Tower of Ra, Horus Temple, Osiris Temple, and Isis Temple on any map of the area. Is it just a coincidence that the surveyor who named them in the late 19th century had a fascination with ancient mythology? Or was he paying homage to a discovery that was already known in certain circles, long before the 1909 article? Then there are the anecdotal accounts. People who have tried to get close to the restricted zone have shared unsettling stories. They talk about equipment mysteriously malfunctioning, GPS systems failing, compasses spinning wildly, and drones suddenly losing signal and dropping from the sky. Some have even reported feeling an unnerving sense of being watched. Are these just the tricks of a harsh environment, or is something actively interfering with their attempts to get closer? Let's consider the motive for a cover-up. If such a city were discovered, it would shatter our understanding of history. The idea that an Egyptian or other Old World culture reached the Americas thousands of years before Columbus would force us to rewrite every history book. It would disrupt the carefully constructed narrative of human migration and development. Could an institution like the Smithsonian, often called the nation's attic, have decided that this discovery was too disruptive, too dangerous to the established historical order? Could they have made the decision to classify the findings and bury the truth to protect history? It's a powerful thought. The idea that knowledge can be suppressed in the name of stability. Perhaps the artifacts were quietly removed, the entrance sealed, and all records of the expedition were expunged. In this scenario, the Smithsonian's denial isn't a lie. It's a policy. So, what are we left with? On one hand, we have a sensational newspaper article from over a century ago with no verifiable proof. On the other, we have a mountain of strange coincidences, a heavily restricted area guarded by the government, and a persistent legend that refuses to die. Was G.E. Kincaid a brilliant explorer who made the discovery of a lifetime only to be silenced? Or was he a con man who spun a fantastic yarn? Is the Grand Canyon hiding the ruins of a lost civilization? Or is the only thing buried there the truth behind a 100-year-old hoax? The canyon holds its secrets close, its sheer walls a silent testament to a mystery that endures. Maybe the truth wasn't just discovered long ago. Maybe it was reburied, intentionally, deep within the earth, waiting for a time when the world is ready to hear it. What do you think? Was there a lost city in the Grand Canyon, or is this one of the greatest hoaxes in American history? Let me know your theories down in the comments. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the unknown. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history's greatest mysteries. We'll see you in the next one.